Welcome. We are here to overcome struggles to build stronger businesses. So let's continue. Um, well, I finished reading a novel called Ripper by Isabel Allendale, Allende, I guess, Allende. It was translated from Spanish into English. Um, not my favorite. I did choose it because I love all kinds of stories about Jack the Ripper. Um, and so, because the name was Ripper, I chose it. And I'm not I'm not sure what the clues were, but I knew who the killer was, way in the beginning of the book, but I'm not sure how I know that. Um, so there was no surprise at the end. Um, and I had trouble with the culture. And although I am Hispanic, um, I had I had a lot of trouble with how they defined, a group of kids in the novel. I had trouble with how they defined love and love making. It wasn't my thing. Um, it was an okay book. Obviously, I did finish it, and it was lengthy, but, yeah, not so much. So, on my library app, I am already waiting for 30 novels, and, I'm at my limit. So I needed a novel. I don't have the next one coming up. I have to wait like 3 weeks for that to come up, for the next one to come up. So I went into that pile back there. I don't know when I told you about it, but those are novels that I am going to go through and either keep or discard. There are a lot of them. And so I basically just picked a novel from there, looked it up. If I could borrow it, I did. And the first novel I came up with that I can just borrow is a Robin Cook novel, who I actually really like, and it's called Marker. This one is also super lengthy, but I needed something to listen to, and so I borrowed it, and um, I was so surprised and just elated. Why do you say? Um, because the narrator or the person reading the book is George Guidall. And I know, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek. So, um, George Guidall has a very, very special place in my heart. I came across him in a very, confusing and dark time in my life. My mother had passed away, and I couldn't seem to get over it. Um, she was in her 70s, She was overweight and she had, heart problems, she had kidney problems. Um, but it was also it was also a sudden thing, in my opinion. And I had a hard time with it. I had trouble with um, accepting it, and I rebelled against the hierarchies in our lives, whatever you want to call it. I call him God. I was very upset with him for taking her from me, and I had a really difficult time. Anyway, the point is my husband introduced me to this series called, The Incarnations of Immortality, and the first novel is called On a Pale Horse. This is fantasy. His favorite genre is fantasy, and, he's read so many of them. And basically, the first novel is called Death, and it's about this man, young man, who's in dire need, um, can barely, support himself. He doesn't have food or anything. Um, but the narrator was George Guidall, and I absolutely love this man's voice, but more so, I loved this book so much. It, it just took me to a different place where I could imagine my mother being escorted to the pearly gates and being accepted, throughout this novel, and all the things that Zane, the main character, went through, and how he had to figure out what death really meant. And most people think death is, um, it's horrible, and people are afraid of it. And the author, Piers Anthony, makes it so that death, the incarnation of death, is actually a um, a positive being. So he takes souls um, that need to be weighed, right? Are your are your good deeds um, higher or better than your bad deeds? And so it's a story of how he goes through this, and how he overcomes um, fear, and how he empowers himself for humanity. And so when I picked up this book, which I wasn't all that excited about, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll read it. It's a long book. Okay, I'll listen to it. Not read it, I'll listen to it. His voice came out, and I was just enveloped with warmth, and this this blanket of comfort that he invokes in me. Any novel that he reads out loud, I'm like, "Oh, heck yeah, I'll listen to that." I don't I guess it was the connection and the theme of the book and the time that I had listened to it, but I'm sorry, excuse me. Um, I was so surprised, and I was actually really upset that my pods had lost power because I was finishing the other book, and I was up to, like, chapter 5, and I was literally, like, figuring out, "Oh, it's 16 hours, great. I have 13 days. How much time do I have to spend on this novel every day before I have to give it back in," right? And I'm thinking, "Alright, an hour and a half, that's good," and I just would not take out my pods because I just wanted to listen to him. Obviously, I just love him so, so much. So, if you ever get a chance to pick up a novel that he narrates, I would suggest you do so. And by the way, I know that he does um, Stephen King. So, any of you out there that likes, you know, horror, gore, not me. Anyway, yes, I will listen to them. I will get my courage up because the man scares me. I will do it. I will definitely do it because I love George Goodell. All right. So, that is that. My small win these past couple of days is actually a humongous win. I am I finished an entire shelving unit of hard goods. I am putting my house in order. I am very close to the end of my clothing, and I am very excited to get on to something else, to continue doing this. Um, it's I'm trying to think of the word. It's gratifying to work this out and to get my house in order and know that where I'm going is only going to be a positive place. Um, and I've learned so much from this that I'm so much stronger. And I am quite proud that I didn't throw my hands up and say, you know what, just let's forget this. That it's too much. I don't want to deal with it. I am just going to walk away. And there have been several times I have thought about it, several times. Um, I, I'm convinced if any reseller tells you that has never crossed their mind, they're lying. This job is not for the soft hearted. It is a difficult job. It is a lonely job. It is something that needs to be constantly needs your attention. And uh, in order to ship quicker so you can list more, um, your inventory has to be pristine. And I already have it in my mind that once this is done, how I am going to list and how things are not going to get how they are right now. So we'll get into that later on, but we will. We'll get into that. What was my word of intention today? It was continue because I kicked the tires and light the fires yesterday. And I was very pleased with my advancement. So I wanted to redo it. Um, and like I said, the clothing, I am close to finishing up the clothing. So that's good. Believe it or not, we are in our 11th week of the 12-week year. So I am thinking of the new tactics that I am going to be concentrating on for the next 12 weeks. And one of those is creativity. It is going to be creativity. That is one of the tactics. As you recall, I absolutely love the book by uh, Brene Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection. And one of her topics is being creative. And it doesn't really matter what you do, but this is her quote. The only unique contribution that we will ever make in this world will be born of our creativity. And it some part of you is creative. It can be art, drawing, dancing, cooking, scrapbooking, decorating cakes, decorating houses, decorating a room, um, singing, photos, um, collages, trees. In some way, shape, or form, you are creative. And it is possible to learn what you want to do. Um, it's possible. How about doll houses? How about those um they're so popular right now. They're on TikTok everywhere. Those little dots that you put on those sticky um sticky pads that, have an image and you have to take the little bead and put it there, and at the end you have this glittery image of whatever you've chosen. But I really do suggest that you get an outlet of whatever you love to do creativity wise, and forge time into your schedule to be creative. It works the opposite side of the mind. It relieves tension. It relaxes you. And it is one of the best ways to um, get away from everything else that is um, that's laying heavy on you, you know? So that's all I got for today. I hope you have a great rest of your week and have a great weekend. I will talk to you on Tuesday. Take care of yourself and bye for now.